Hello there. Today we're in the book of 1 Chronicles, and the book could be read as just a long list of boring names. Perhaps that's how you've read it. But actually, this book was written to a small community who were living in Babylon and who were beleaguered. They'd become enslaved. They were certainly on lockdown. And yet, they were the direct heirs of all the promises and the purposes of God that had been spoken to David, to Solomon, to the kings through the prophets of Israel. And these lists, these genealogies that come down right to the community there say, these promises are for you. One man who we find mentioned just once in the whole book, in the whole Bible, is Jabez. You may have heard of him. What do we know about him? He was of the tribe of Judah, which means praise. But his mother seems to have had an exceptionally difficult labour with him, and she called him Pain. In pain, I brought you forth. Imagine that. Pain, where are you? Pain. Anyway, he had to live beyond the circumstances that he found himself in, and even the name he was given. There may be things that people have said to us, done to us, put on us, circumstances that we've been unable to avoid, and we have to rise above them. The movement we belong to is called Regions Beyond, and we have to learn to live in regions beyond. Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my borders, that you would take me into territory that I wouldn't normally inhabit. When we root our faith in the biblical text and the promises of God, no matter how distant and remote, and we claim it for ourselves, then we become like Jabez. We move in, we press into things that God has promised to us. Faith and imagination become brother and sister. If we disconnect our imagination from the biblical text, we'll end up in the realms of fantasy. But it tells us here that Jabez was nobler than his brothers. Who were his brothers? We don't know. If you want to rise up and be noble, then cry out to the God of Israel. He will hear you and he will answer you. He will bless you. You can extend your borders. You can push beyond the limitations. You can rise above mediocrity. You can overthrow negative things that have been put on you, and you can succeed. Just like Jabez, life doesn't have to be a pain, even when it's painful. You can overcome.